Hey guys, I wanted to show you a really fun new upgrade that we have here, brought to you by F1LEDs.com. Don't worry, they sell them for Rangers too, not just F-150s. But anyway, there's the lights right there. They're already installed. The reason they're already installed is I normally show you how to do it, but the audio, I installed them the other day, the audio turned out terribly. So hopefully this one is better and I can show you. So this might be a little bit accelerated because there's some steps that I'll show you, like I'm not going to unzip tie everything and things like that because that would be silly. But I'll show you exactly what I did. Oh, I did mention that it was a sponsored video from F150LEDs.com, and there will be a discount code for you guys below. And they did, for full disclosure, they did donate all of this equipment that I'm going to show you today. So that was very nice of them, and hope it helps everyone. So here's what it looks like under the hood. You've got the wire that just comes right down by the hood latch right there. So it's nice and tidy. There's actually a little groove for it already in that little rubber skirt there. Let me get you closer. Yeah, there's already a groove in there, so that's cool. Same on the other side. And then the wire that went over to this light, I just ran it across and zip tied it to the ones already on the firewall. That's not part of the system. That's for my my hood light. Turns on at night. And then over here we've got a little wireless controller right there mounted up under the fender. And then here's a bunch of extra wiring that I'll show you in a minute. So I'm going to show you how to install these brackets. You'll notice they're very close. I can barely get a piece of paper through there, but I haven't had any problems with them hitting. So that's cool. And this hood opens pretty fast since I've got these new shocks on here, whatever you call these. But this is for the 24 and 25 model. There is a different part number for the bracketry for a 19 through 23. That one attaches here and sticks up through the back right there. So slightly different. I believe it's because it did not have these mounting bolts on that model truck down there. So I'll show you guys that in a second. All right, so the first thing you're gonna wanna do is mount your lights. And how you'll do that is you'll pull this little rubber piece back. I have it propped up there on the edge right now, but you'll have to pull it back and hold it because it's pretty stiff. You can use one of those little plastic like scrapers or something like that to pull this out so you don't mar your paint. Full disclaimer, that was already there when I bought the truck. I did not do that while I was installing this, but that is the factory hardware right there, and this bracket goes right under it. What you want to make sure to do is the skinnier part goes on the bottom, and you'll see the curved back section sits towards the windshield, and of course it's going to be like the opposite on that side. But yeah, you'll just take this bolt out, throw the bracket on there, tighten that bolt back down, and then just all you got to do is tuck your rubber back down in place. I did have to make one small modification. You can see here it's not the prettiest cut job, but I used a little razor blade X-Acto knife to cut a little bit of that off, because once that bracket's in there it doesn't flip trim until you do. But I only had to cut off like about 1/8 of an inch, about the thickness of that bracket really, which makes sense. So I did a prettier job on the other side. But anyway, go ahead and get that all tucked back down in there once you have that the bracket aligned up. And what I did was I just tried to square it up with the windshield to make sure it was straight, but you shouldn't have any problem with that. So the next thing you're going to want to do is install your mounting bracket on the back of your light. Inside each side right there and right there are captive nuts. They're like the nylon washer lock nut style. You'll just drop them down in there and then put your bracket in there, and then your bolt just goes in from the outside. That's a 6mm Allen, and it does come with one in the kit. But when you mount those, don't tighten them down all the way, because you're still going to want to be able to move this around to mount it. So the last thing you'll do is just torque those screws to hold it in your permanent position. But what we're going to do now is we're going to take this bolt, and then there's also a little lock washer and nut that goes on the bottom. Your bolt goes down through, or you won't have enough clearance if you put it up through, but it's going to go in there, and then we're just going to bolt it in place. All right, I've got that started. You can see the lock washer and the bolt there. It's a little bit bunged up because I had to take it on and off, but I don't really care about that. It's going to be hidden underneath this bracket. So I'm going to finish tightening this up, and then Oh, it's going to be a 13mm wrench. I have a crescent wrench to use on the top, and then I have a ratchet 13mm for the bottom. But you'll want to like pull up on your light a little bit and kind of tilt it so you can get your wrench in there, and then you can just kind of let it sit on top of the wrench while you tighten the nut up from underneath. For alignment, what I did was I tried to align it straight to the back of the bracket, which I found out, and then of course on this side flush right there, like that. So flush side to side and flush in the back. And I kept the same line as the bracket because it's slightly bent out about 5 degrees, which you can kind of see over there. It's pointed just slightly towards the ditch. And when I ran these the first night, they were beautiful. They're so bright. And so that 5-degree angle is perfect for lighting the road in front of you, because your headlights are already focused on the road, and these will light up the ditches and then give you also some light on the road too. And it's a huge difference. All right, we have that mounting bolt locked down, and you can see again here I have it kind of flush to the edge of this, side to side, and then flush across the back, or parallel with the back of the clamp. The next thing you're going to want to do is tighten down these Allens on each side, but make sure you aim it first. I need to aim this one down a little bit so that it's 90 degrees to the ground. But I'll do that and tighten these up. All right, so we're done up top, and we're going to go under the hood. There is a little, probably an 18-inch long wire that comes from the light down to under the hood, and it's got this 3-pin connector that's triangular shaped. There's one of those for each side, so I believe the lead length is about the side, so it doesn't really matter which one you bring. You'll have plenty of room no matter which one you choose to go to the other side. You can see there's plenty of extra cable here, and I'll explain what the extra cable does in just a second. All right, I know this looks like a mess, but I didn't really want to pull the zip ties and pull it all out. So this is actually as tidy as I could get it, really. There's quite a bit of extra wire, but that's okay. So, of course, your 2 triangular 3-pin connectors go to the lights. So there'll be 2 of those connections on this wiring harness. There will be a 3rd leg that goes to your battery. So I have the ground mounted right here, and then I have the positive over here, right here. And I'm really glad that Ford included these extra posts in there, because it's really easy to hook stuff up that way. And then the 4th wire that you have to be worried about is right here. It is a 3-pin flat connector, and that connects into the remote control module, and that gives you ability to turn it on and off remotely from this remote. You can keep it on your key fob or on your keychain, or you can hang it somewhere in the truck. Ordinarily, I would just hook this up to my bright lights so that it just came on automatically whenever my bright lights came on. But this gives you a couple other features with the remote, so I decided to go with the remote. I think it's about $70 for that kit, additional, for the one with the Bluetooth remote. But you can see here, I can turn them on. I can turn them off. Back on again. You can see how bright they are. It's broad daylight right now, and they're still really bright. But then you have a strobe setting. And then you have a faster strobe setting. It does it like a 1, 2, 3, 4, pause, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I guess that would be for like if you're working construction, or you've broken down on the side of the road and you want to warn people away. Or maybe if you want to scare some deer off, maybe that'll work. I don't know. But that's the different options. I don't know if I'm always going to use this. I may eventually hook it up. I do have a video on my 2020 playlist on how to use a relay that you can get on Amazon for like $10. And you can connect your aftermarket lights into your high beams. I do have a video on how to do that, and I may eventually do that here, but for now I'm just going to use this remote. Oh, the other cool thing I like about having the remote control module, it's getting direct power straight from the battery. It's not through the ignition. So I can, even with the truck turned off, I can still turn these lights on and off, which is really nice, because if I need to work on something, say that I'm working on something in the yard or something like that at night, and I need some extra lights, I can just turn them on and point the truck towards them. So, all right, so I've got that cable tidied back up and stuck back down in there in that pocket. Oh, I must have cut myself. There is a lot of sharp edges around this hood. I don't like that. Almost anywhere there's an opening, there's a sharp edge, which I don't know why they did that, but it's not fun for working on the truck when you're constantly cutting yourself. Anyway, that's the remote control module right there. Just plugs right into the harness with that 3-pin connector. And it does come with the self-adhesive little block on the back, which I did use, but I just wanted to give it a little bit more security. So I wrapped a zip tie around it to tie it to the little pillar. There's a little pillar that looks similar to this one, but it's right there in the middle. So I thought that was the perfect mounting location, and it all works out. So that is it. That's how to install the whole thing. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. The next video you'll see, I'm gonna be showing you these at night. All right, guys, it's dark enough for the street lights to be on now. Sorry about this bright light above me from that way. That's my Ring camera spotlight, and the stupid thing won't stay off for this video. So I'll give you a couple examples though. Here is what they look like just running by themselves. You can see they are super bright, especially if you look at the garage door. Super bright. And then I'll just go on the road real quick and show you what they look like on the road. All right, here's one more shot from in the cab of the garage door. I've just got my regular headlights on right now, and then here comes the off-roads, right? Boom. The camera kind of dulls it out a little bit, but trust me, this is like really bright. I would not want to be steering this in the middle of the night. All right, here we go. I'm stopped on a private road just inside my community. This looks like a good spot to demonstrate. So this is just my regular headlights right there. And then that is the difference with those ditch washers, whatever you want to call them. I love it. It's pretty incredible. All right, here's one more example. That's just the regular headlights. That's the off-roads. Significant difference. I don't know how well it shows up on camera, but I'm pretty happy with it. Oh, there's the strobe. All right, guys, that's all for now. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and we'll see you guys on the next one.